Hey everybody, it's Christino here with Men's Covert Recovery, channel dedicated to all the men who've suffered abuse of the covert narcissist. I'm going to try to make this video just look from this side because I got a bump right there. It looks awful. It looks like a narcissist, don't it? I hope everybody's doing good. As always, I want you to know you're in my prayers and I love you and God bless you. I had a viewer the other day that watched some of my videos and he left some comments that were really encouraging and it really reminded me of the reason that I made my videos. If just one person watches one of my videos and it can keep them from making some of the mistakes that I made or taking their own life, it's worth it. But he had said that he was going through his father being a narcissist, and it's been a couple months now that God opened up my eyes and that I realized that my father is a covert narcissist also. And so I'm making this video to talk about that today. Up to a couple months ago, when God opened my eyes and that my father was a narcissist, I thought my dad was the best dad in the world. I held him in such high, I thought he was the best dad. And God opened up my eyes and showed me the truth, and it was really sad. But God had been preparing me for it, and I had already told myself that my father's God. Whether you believe in God or not, I do. And he's my father. At the end of the day, he's my father, my real father. But I'm going to share some stuff with you that I seen in my relationship with my father that I realize now that could help you maybe realize that your father might be a narcissist. And a couple things that I look back now. First of all, I'm going to tell you how I discovered that my father was a narcissist. When I had been the covert narcissist that I was in a 15-year marriage with and stuff, I mean, he always sided with her. It was unbelievable. It was so bad that I started to think that they slept together. Now, I know that's so sick and that's awful, but I just couldn't find an explanation for it. It was just unbelievable. But I had finally realized that he was going to have to take sides. He was either going to be on my side or her side, because he couldn't play both of us, or he couldn't play me no more. And I know as a father to 3 sons and a daughter that I'll always stand beside my children. Even if they do wrong, I'm there for them. I'll help them correct the problem and we'll deal with it, but I'm always going to be there for them. But not with the covert narcissistic father. One of the things that you'll notice in that father-son relationship with the covert narcissist is your father is always going to take side of the other person. And I remember one day that actually I was in county jail for 6 months. Covert narcissists, false allegations, it's a bad deal. But I spent 6 months in jail. And my dad had left this lady to watch the farm because he was off working. And when I got home, I mean, everything I owned was gone. I'm talking, I had a lot of good stuff too. So I wanted to kick her off the place, and I kept trying to. She was calling the cops. I mean, it was a bad deal. So, but I remember this day, I went to my dad and said, listen, Dad, we're partners on this property. She's a troublemaker. She stole all my stuff. We need to get her out of here. She's no good. And in normal relationship with father would be like, yes, son, let's do it. But I remember that day, my dad telling me that, well, she hadn't done anything to me. And I mean, I was like, what? Because I know if anybody does anything to my dad, boy, they better get ready for me. Because I take up for my dad. I don't let nobody mess with my dad. But that day, that just blew me away. And now looking back, covert narcissist father's always going to side with the other person. They're not going to stand up for you. They're not going to take up for you. They're not going to defend you. They're always going to side with whoever you're having conflict with. So that's something that you need to open your eyes up to. If your father is always taking the side of the other person, the other party, no matter what, even when you're in the right, if you're in the right, they still side with them. No, that ain't the way it's supposed to work. A father's supposed to stand beside his son, right or wrong. Stand beside him, help him with the situation at hand. If he's in the wrong, correct it, learn from it, and move on. If you're right, well, I mean, come on. Stand by your son and go to war, right? That's the way I am. But not with the covert narcissistic father. He's always going to side with whoever you're having conflict with. Always. That's one thing. Number two, covert narcissistic father is always going to keep you tied to him. Some way, some shape, or some form. He's going to have his claws in you, whether it be financially or I don't know. But they're always a healthy father. I want my sons to grow up and I want them to go follow their dreams and I want them to be successful and I want them to go after the life that they want. But the covert narcissist father, it wants to keep you connected to him, and he'll do anything to make that happen. He'll keep you from opportunities that you have, by making you feel bad. You name it, financially, he'll keep you in financial, trouble. So you always have to depend on him in a way, shape, or form. Covert narcissist father does not want to see his son grow and follow his dreams and go live the life that he wants. He's going to keep you connected. My father, I was hooked at the hip. I tell you what, it's unbelievable now that I realize it and I see it. But covert father, they're going to keep their claws in you. They want to keep you close to them. They don't want to let you go. They don't want to let you be successful when you go follow your dreams. That's number two. Number three, everything is the covert narcissistic father's. If you get a brand new truck, it's his truck. If you buy a home, it's his home. I mean, everything is his. Now, he'll have stuff and oh boy, he'll tell you, oh, it's yours too, it's yours too. But no, that's not the way it works. Everything you got is theirs, and anything they got is theirs, and it ain't yours. That ain't the way it's supposed to be. I mean, you'll see that, you'll realize it, or you should see it in the covert narcissistic father. These are things that I've seen that I can talk about. Everything's theirs. It doesn't matter. It's theirs. And they'll use it when they feel like it. And they don't care. They're just rude and disrespectful. Everything's theirs. They don't want to cut ties with you and let you go be successful and go on your own and do what you want with your life. They keep you hooked at the hip. And they're always going to take somebody else's side to be against you. One of the difficult things that makes it so hard to realize that your father is a covert narcissist is, my father hugged me. My father told me all the time how much he loved me, how much he cared for me. And I believed it. Since the Lord opened my eyes, I realized that when you love somebody, you're there for them in the worst times of their life. I can honestly tell you, every time that I was at the hit rock bottom, the hardest times in my life, my father was not there for me. Never. I remember when I discovered that the covert narcissist had cheated on me, had been having a relationship with a police officer in our hometown. I was so heartbroken. I mean, I was devastated. Well, I went to my father and I told him. You know what my father told me? He said, "Good, you deserve it." Yeah, that's not the thing you should tell your son when he discovers his wife has been having an affair on him. Nobody deserves that. That covert narcissistic father, he'll tell you that because he don't have empathy. He's not able to feel and put himself in your shoes and feel your pain. I could never do that to my sons. They just don't. They don't love you. That's the truth of the matter. When I look back at my life, I remember an instance that I had never forgotten it, and I remembered it, and it makes so much sense today. I remember being a young child. I probably was 6 or 7 years old. I remember I was walking to the truck, and I had walked through some grass that had stickers in it. And I remember it to this day, so that's how bad it was. But I probably had 20 or 30 stickers in my feet. It hurt so bad, and I remember crying, and I remember crying to my daddy with my arms out, just hollering, "Daddy, Daddy." I mean, I needed my daddy. Well, my daddy never got out of that truck. My daddy never came and got me. My daddy didn't pick me up. My daddy didn't help me pick those stickers out of my feet. My daddy didn't do none of that. I know that I could never sit there and just watch my baby boys, stickers full, all in their feet, crying, hollering for me, and me not help them. Lack of empathy. That's what it comes down to. There's a lot of things that I see today that I can't believe that I was so blind to. And when you discover that you've been with or you've had a father that's a covert narcissist, it just opens up a can that, I mean, I've been through so much getting out of this narcissistic marriage. I mean, the penitentiary, and everything that I've gone through. If you watch any of my videos, it's unbelievable, and it's been an amazing journey, and I'm here today because of the good Lord. But when I started discovering that I was in a relationship, a marriage with a covert narcissist, and I started researching and learning, I had seen where, they tell you if you're in a narcissistic marriage, you most likely had a parent who was a narcissist. And I remember thinking that my mother died when I was 4 years old, and I remember thinking that, well, my mama must have been a narcissist, is what I thought. I didn't think it was my dad. But I remember meeting a lady who was my mother's best friend. I remember asking her, what was my mama like? And I remember her telling me, she said, "Man, your mama was a beautiful human being." Said she was just the awesomest, loving, caring person. And I never forgot that. And today I realize it wasn't my mama who was a narcissist. It's my dad. It is just unbelievable how God opened up my eyes. And I look back now and he was preparing me for it. But yeah, narcissists, they stick together. I thought he was just an enabler, but I look back now. The narcissistic father, he doesn't have your back. I know that I would lay my life down today for my sons. There's nothing I wouldn't do for my children. But the narcissistic father, no. He's not going to be there for you when you need him the most. That's when he's going to let you down the worst. He ain't going to teach you the things that you need to know so that when you go out into life you can be successful. He's going to keep you hooked to his hip. Everything you got is his. And what's his is his. And it ain't yours. And he'll use it and abuse it. And he don't have no problem with it. Oh, Lord. It's tough. But I made up my mind a while back. If I'm the last human being on earth just standing for truth, for what's right, I'm prepared to do that. But I look back now and how can a person be so blind? Easily, when it's all you know, you don't know any different. And you start realizing that you were never taught, I was never taught the things that I needed to know to be successful in life. I was never taught how to treat a woman. I seen my dad hit on women. I seen my dad sleep with hundreds of women. I mean, it's just unbelievable when you realize, and then you discover what emotional incest is. I mean, since the time I was a little child, I was cooking and cleaning, and I've been a slave my whole life. When I first started realizing my dad was a narcissist, I realized that my dad only wants anything to do with me when I'm doing something for him. If I'm not doing anything for him, he doesn't ever call me, say, "Hey son, how are you doing? You doing okay?" Never. If I'm not doing anything for him, he doesn't have no use for me. And I'm going to tell you something right now. If somebody loves you, you don't got to chase them. If you love somebody, they don't just want you around when you're doing something for them. When somebody loves you, they don't let you down when you need them the most. Somebody loves you, they don't take the side of the other people. They're on your side. Somebody loves you, they teach you, they do everything they can to give you the tools to succeed in life. Somebody loves you when you're crying, when you need them, they're going to be there for you because they have empathy. If you have a covert narcissist father and you're discovering it, I feel for you. It's heartbreaking. You start realizing that you've been set up, you've been prepared for the next narcissist to come around. But I just want y'all to know I love y'all. And if you're discovering your father's a narcissist, it's painful. It hurts. It sucks and it ain't right, but it is what it is. And the sooner you realize the truth, the sooner you can start living the life that you want and understanding what you've been through, why, how, and what you can do to change it. I'm going to make more videos and they're going to get better. And I just want to let y'all know what I seen, how I felt, some things that you should look out for that would be obvious to anybody else. And one last thing. Everybody thinks they're a wonderful father, the best dad. Every day I run across people that just ask me about my granddaughter. Wants to meet my dad because he's the greatest man there ever been. Everybody thinks he's a wonderful, amazing father. They don't know the man that I know. They ain't seen what I seen. They ain't lived what I lived. Not only is he not a good father, he's an awful father. He's not a father that raised me and taught me and wanted the best for me, wanted me to be successful. I want my sons to be better than me. And if they're not, I fails. I'll always have my sons back. When they need me the worst, that's when I'll be there the most. I'll always be on their side, right or wrong. I'll be on their side. I'll be there for them. I want to give them the tools that they need to be successful. And when they hurt, I'll hurt. I'll feel their pain. God bless you.